Today.
Whoa!
Slow, go slow.
Mississippi.
Great. Jeff, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Quick call meant a lot to so many people. I vividly remember personally being here in 1988 and 89, witnessing him win the Forgo Stakes. To win 9 races at Saratoga is unheard of. To win 1 means an awful lot, and it's special. So consider the fact that he did that 9 times throughout his career is just remarkable. He's what makes the spa the spa. And we're again very honored to have this marker here, to remember him by, and for people to share in and be a part of. So on behalf of NYRA, again, we thank you for being here. We thank the TRF and everyone involved, and we look forward to continuing to honor his legacy at Saratoga.
A moment while we do a little microphone switch, and I would just say that as you soak in the marker, which I will get out of the way, this horse would not have lived his 35 extraordinary years without every single one of the people in this shot. These are the heroes of the TRF, of the horses, of this particular horse, and I look forward to, as we gather post-ceremony, to you all hearing their stories and how much each of them were impacted by this horse and how much we are grateful to each of you for being here. There are more stories than you can possibly imagine, and I just want you each to know, each who come out today, how much we appreciate you today, and all the days, and all the years, and all the moments, and all the phone calls, and all the things you've navigated. It's extraordinary. So we are just grateful. Please know to our friends from the media, these are the superstars. Without the shoulders of giants upon some of us get to stand today.
Before we start your talk over at the gravesite, it was interesting. You're a horse person yourself.
Yes, I am. My wife is really the horse person. She had knee surgery, so I'm taking over barn duty for her. We have 4 right now in our barn, and I did that this morning before coming here. Cleaned the stalls, fed them all, make sure they have good, clean water, well taken care of, because she is a fastidious taskmaster.
Very good. So that's pretty much the game plan at the facilities as well, with the TRF horses and the TRF herd, with the inmates taking care of the horses on a daily basis. And I've talked to the TRF people on my show before about the program. Talk about it from the perspective of the corrections side on the state, and how much it means, the partnership with the TRF, and kind of helping the horses in their career after the races and helping the humans as well.
Yes, it really is a mutually beneficial relationship, and it goes back many years, and we're so happy for it. I think anybody that takes care of an animal of any type that is in need of care helps that person to become more human themselves. And certainly many of these men who've never been near horses in their entire life learn for the first time what it is to care for an animal that's big and can be intimidating at first. They quickly learn that they respond to the gentle touch, to caring, to nurturing. And many of these men really become attached to these animals, and they learn so much about themselves, and they feel like they're giving something back to society. I mean, these horses gave a lot of pleasure when they were racing on tracks, whether they won or didn't win, or all the other work that they put into it, but they deserve a happy home afterwards. They deserve a humane treatment, and these men are happy to do it. And we're so happy to partner with this foundation and keep this thing going, and perhaps expand to other correctional facilities in the not-too-distant future.
And it was great to see you here today, because our audience is probably more used to Quick Call on the racetrack, but he had a longer career off the racetrack where he benefited a lot of people and clearly benefited the corrections facilities as well.
Absolutely. When he was a racehorse, he won quite a number of races, winning over $800,000 in earnings. But when he was a retired racehorse, he won the hearts of countless men, and you can't put a dollar figure on that. So we were so happy to have him and so many other horses, and what it means to the men to give back to society.
Great program, and we appreciate your participating.
Thank you very much. We're so happy to be partners with this wonderful organization.
We're here now with Kelsey Coburn, and I'm going to let you inform us of your multiple titles.
So I am the vocational instructor for the New York State Department of Corrections, and I'm the farm manager for the Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation.
And talk a little bit about the project at Wallkill, and I've said it multiple times, and including in this piece, It helps the horses, and it's great for their after-racing career and their after-racing health, but it helps the humans as well. Talk a little bit about the program.
So yes, it does help the horses, but it also helps the incarcerated individuals. It's extremely therapeutic for them. They get to be around the horses all day long, and they learn from the bottom up. They learn how to groom the horses. They learn how to walk them. They learn how to take horses off the trailer when they arrive to me. It's an extremely wonderful program for them.
And as I understand it, you took care of Quick Call in his waning years. Talk a little bit about him and maybe his personality, being an elder statesman on the farm.
So I have what's called an old timers paddock that holds my 25 to 35-year-old horses, and that's where Quick Call stayed, and he was right close to us all the time. And he had such a personality. All the way until the day he passed, he had an extraordinary personality. You could pick him out of the field and know that was Quick Call. He was just wonderful.
And again, just a great program and a great benefit to the folks that are participating in it. Talk a little bit about just overall TRF and how much these correctional facilities play into the herd management.
So as I work for the TRF as well, I care for 33 retired racehorses right now at Walk Hill, and it's an extraordinary job as what I do every day, making sure the horses get the proper care, making sure they've got fresh water every day, fresh grain every day, making sure nobody's injured. If they are, we get the vet out there right away, and that's what I do on the TRF side.
Very good, and as I say, I think it's a great program at these correctional facilities, tying up with the horses to give them a career and a life afterwards and helping out the people as well, so we appreciate your work.
Thank you. I'm extremely blessed to be a part of it, so thank you.
Alessio, he's the superintendent at Walk Hill. And Phil, talk a little bit about the program, TRF and the horses. I've been saying all along, I see where it's beneficial to the horses, obviously, but it's beneficial to the people as well.
Yes, for the incarcerated individual, it teaches them how to actually take care of a living being. And it's also a healing process for them because they see through the magnificent creatures how they're responding to being treated positively, being fed, being taken care of. They go out there and day in and day out, and they take care of the animals. Of course, they're taught, and hopefully they can get some skills that are transferable upon their release. The horse program and the partnership that we have with TRF is excellent. I really appreciate that program being there. So.
And talk a little bit about the quote-unquote graduates of the program and how you see that affecting them as they then move on.
It depends on, they come into our system for many different things, and just the fact that they can see that they don't have to come back to prison and that they can contribute positively to society through taking care of these animals that people basically after they race, no one knows what happens to them. No one's really asking what happened to any of these horses. And what what TRF does, it brings them over to us, and then we train those individuals. Our trainer, Ms. Coburn, she trains them how to take care of the upkeep from cleaning out the barn to tacking them to everything else. The horses, and you can tell that the horses are well cared for because they're not going around and they're not falling apart, and you can see there's life in them after racing. So again, the transferable skills is taking care of something that's living and seeing the immediate benefit of it.
Yeah, and our audience is certainly familiar with these horses on the racetrack, and we appreciate the entertainment they bring to us, and we appreciate your participation in the program, which guarantees they have a nice retirement. Joined now by William Douglas, who went through the program at Walk Hill, and I'd love to know, I appreciate you coming out here today to honor Quick Call and the ceremony out here, but talk a little bit about, from a personal perspective, what the program's like.
That's the best program I've ever been through, because when I first got there, I was scared to death of the horses because they're so big, and after a while, Jim Shrimper comes up to me and says, what are you afraid of? The horses aren't going to hurt you. So after that, I just started interacting with them, and I just kind of fell in love with the whole horse scene.
Talk a little bit about the skills that you have to use and learn to take care of the horses.
You got to learn what kind of feed to feed them, different kinds of hay, different kind of medical techniques, like deworming and If you gotta be able to tell if they got they got like the list goes on, different things. Then I learned how to groom them, how to pick their feet, and after I completed the whole program, and then I just started interacting with them the whole rest of the time, and the horses, like, as soon as they see me coming, they come running to me, you know.
Did you have any interaction with Quick Call?
Yes, I did. Quick Call was awesome. He was a good old man. I used to go in there just walk around with him and interact with him and pet him and groom him, and yeah, he loved to be groomed. He loved to be combed.
Well, William, we appreciate you coming out here today and appreciate that you went through the program and had a great experience.
I did. I had an awesome experience there.
Very good. Thank you. Joined now by Chris Clayton, who is an exercise rider for Quick Call, and I thought on Quick Call Day, why not get some firsthand experience and thoughts? Give me some memories of Quick Call and maybe his success up here at Saratoga.
Some thoughts of him. He was the most fun horse to ride. He was really strong. He was a really tough horse to gallop, but he had all these really funny, quirky things that he used to do. And he was very calm, but if he wanted to, if he was feeling really excited or having a really good day, he would buck really high and suck back and drop me. And he did that 9 times over the 6 years, but you could never tell when he was going to do it. So he was just such a character. He was really super fun, and to watch him run was such an amazing experience. He was amazing.
I like that you remember the exact number of times he dropped.
How could I forget?
And talk a little bit about, as I say, he had success up here. He won 2 4-goes up here. Did he seem to appreciate the move to Saratoga every season?
Well, you know what? Mr. Waters used to train him to get him in tip-top shape for the Saratoga meet. And so he would always have the winters off. He would be on Mikey Smithwick's farm in Maryland for the whole winter. And we'd get him back in the spring, and he'd start training. And he'd run a couple of times before the Saratoga meet. Sometimes he'd win right away, sometimes not. But he was the kind of horse that if he wasn't going to win, he'd just pull himself up. He was so funny. So either he won or he was like all the way back. And when he got to Saratoga, he was always ready for the Saratoga meet. So we would run him 2 or 3 or 4 times during the Saratoga meet. Because this was his place and he was ready. And then he'd run a couple times in the fall, and then he'd go back to Mikey's farm. And so he ran for so many years because he had that break every year.
Nice. Well, we appreciate the first-hand thoughts on Quick Call.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was.
Talking now with Pat Stickney, the executive director of the TRF. Pat, talk a little bit about, the day celebrates Quick Call, but it celebrates his entire career, which was the racing career and the post-career down at Wallkill. And talk a little bit about TRF and what these correctional facilities mean to the herd.
Well, as I mentioned in our talk earlier, Quick Call has touched a lot of lives along the way, certainly at the racetrack, but more importantly, in the Second Chances program. And what the inmates learn in this program is not just the lessons from the vocational training in equine care and management, but it's kind of the nonverbal lessons that they learn, patience and respect, and all of those are so important for the lives of these men. So, Quick Call is a great ambassador for us. There are many, many more horses just like Quick Call who participate in these programs and really do make a big difference in the lives of a lot of people. In fact, we even have a program for women and juveniles in Florida. So for us, we're very proud of the program, and we're proud of all the people that it serves.
We've talked on our show before about the website, and people can go and donate. It's a great cause, obviously, for those of us that love the racing game, to appreciate their racing every day and know that you and your organization take care of the horses afterwards. So, again, we salute you on the work you do.
Thank you very much.
Well, the first thing I thought was, can I ride the horses? They said, no, you can't ride the horses. I said, well, okay, fine, I'll do it anyway. Now I can't wait to get out here. I don't want to go back in. And, it's these guys. It's these guys. I've grown to love them.